Welcome back to Cross Running. This week we are going to recap High Point, but first let me get into my co-host. Welcome back, gentlemen. It's been a little bit, but
Been a while.
the guy that's been the most consistent, Justin, is out. But CJ, we'll start with you. Welcome back.
Yeah, how's it going? Good to be back. Can't believe Justin would miss a pod. It's unreal. Probably cut him. But yeah, it's good to be
This
back.
might be the best pod that we've done since we started. So, you guys be the judge, but we'll find out. And then joining us back again, Zach Attack. What's up, Zero?
What's going on, guys? Good to be back. Been dealing with life lately, but it's going to be a fun one tonight. Justin, got to get your priorities straight, dude. This is ridiculous. All right, I don't like to see that from you, so.
That's right. That's right. What is this? I think this is episode 21 or 22. So we're in the thick of it, and we're riding out to the end of SMX, and we'll see what happens from there. But welcome. Thank you for listening. YouTube, Spotify, of course. If you ever want to support the show, sponsor, get your brand up here. Let us know. We're always taking your money. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
So. But let's go ahead and jump into it. Storylines. I mean, there's a few kind of all over the place. The first one I'm going to jump into is the Moto media drama. I mean, we saw Mathis, kind of getting some stuff. Grant Langston posted screenshots of a conversation, all circling back to AP's, press conference interview, which we didn't really talk too much about. But that basically stemmed from it. Brian Deegan got in there and called out Steve Mathis, and then Mathis on his show on Monday, he called out Brian Deegan, say, hey, if you see me at the track, come say what's up. Call me on the show right now. But I know neither one of you are really big Mathis fans, but hey, it's drama, it's Moto. We'll take it, and we're gonna fucking talk about it. So, CJ, what do you think of this Mathis Deegan drama? Are we gonna see a throwdown out there at Southwick?
I mean, bad day for Steve Mathis if that's what he wants to do. But I think it's. I honestly, I thought there was more to the story when I saw all the screenshots and all the shit breaking all over the place. I was like, wait, what did I miss? And then it all came down to that question about, Eli could hypothetically be signed to KTM, and AP jumped in there and kind of like gave the media what they wanted. I thought he was professional with it. He was fun with it. And Steve getting mad about whatever. I mean, the guy using his video, sure, fine, but the guy even like in the text message, the guy, I can't even remember the guy's name. I feel bad.
Hopper.
Johnny Hopper,
Yeah.
yeah. Saying like, hey, I get it. Like everybody should get the credit they deserve. I would love to work together. But then Steve came back and was like, oh, I could report you and get your credentials
Yeah.
taken away. And it's like, bro, like chill out. Like he said that he basically said, yeah, sure, I get where you're coming from. Like I would love to work together. And then he was just like, it was just like an extra dig that I thought was kind of pathetic. That was like, he doesn't even show up to the press conferences. Like we want to hear these questions. Nobody wants to hear these
So
boring ass like, how was the race? How was your
right,
bike? Like we want to hear
right.
that exciting shit.
So Steve addressed all right because that was where Brian Deegan came into it because he commented and say, "Hey, all you do is you don't go to the press conferences, you just go around bug these riders after the races during their personal time." He even put in that you intimidate these riders with your platform. Fucking weird, but to me, if you go back and listen, Steve Mathis he doesn't go to the press conference because he goes into the pits and he'll talk to these guys after the race when he can ask them multiple questions. The interviews are actually quite good, but Zach, what about you? How do you feel about the question itself? Asking, putting AP on the spot. Obviously, he's not going to say, "Oh yeah, Eli Tomac signed." He didn't ask Tomac because Tomac's not going to say shit. So he did kind of put AP kind of in that awkward spot. But if you're going to put anyone in there, it's AP. And at the end of the day, AP still has to answer the question. He could have still said no. So
I have no,
at the end of the day, fucking ask the tough questions. I don't care.
yeah, I have no problems with the questions being asked at all. Like CJ said, I mean, this is the shit that we want to hear. It's not the typical stuff we hear on every single podium, every single press conference. I want to know. Try to get a rider to slip up, and hey, yeah, me and Eli have been talking about when he comes over to KTM or something like that. You know what I mean? Try
Mm-hmm.
to get that stuff. That's awesome for us. I mean,
Yep.
gives us a better look, and then we can talk more shit in the group chat about CJ not believing anything until it actually is on paper and everything else. So no, it's cool. I don't mind that at all. I just don't like the the digs from if you're not going to the press conferences and stuff like that, just be good shit. Don't call other people out for asking good questions when you're just gonna go walk around the pits afterwards. And I'm gonna take Brian's side on this one. I mean, there's a press conference for a reason. So
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
my thing though too is like who watches the press conference? Nobody watches the press conference anymore. I bet you could ask 9 out of 10 Moto fans, and they will tell you that they don't watch the press conference because the shit's boring as fuck. They watch the
Well, and
first
that's
one. They watch the very first one.
mhm,
Take a page out of the UFC handbook. Look
do
at
it
their press
before.
conferences. Everyone watches the press conference for UFC because it's fucking drama. It's fireworks. I
Yeah,
mean, these guys are asking insane questions about if they fucked their wife the night before. Like, it's
yeah,
insane. Like, these guys can't even ask who they ride for, and UFC is just let's just lighten up the show. I don't know. I think we need more of it. Like, sure, yeah, there's some stuff maybe you need to leave at home, but asking a guy that could potentially, I mean, it's going around the media, it's making its
hmm
ways around. Hey, Tomac's going to go to KTM. Like, God forbid he asked the question. AP didn't say,
yeah,
yeah, he's coming here. Like, I don't know. I think that that's what the sport needs. I mean, no one watches the press conference because it's boring.
yeah. And there was rumors that AP got talked to about it too. It's the moto community. It's just weird. But yeah, the press conference, I don't watch it, and that was Matthews's point was I can watch it on YouTube. I'd rather be in the pits talking to these guys that are battling for seventh, eighth, and ninth place. But at the end of the day, I don't know. We'll see. These guys see each other at the track every single weekend. So if Mathis wants to call out Deegan wants to call out Mathis. I mean, they're gonna run into each other, but it's all just kind of funny, and yeah, all just from a simple interview question. So, anyways, let's kind of move on to the more important stuff. So we had a couple of riders return: Seth Hammaker, Jalik Swole. Hammaker, obviously, I think he just missed like a week. Swole's been out for a while, but to be honest, boys, I was looking forward to Swole. I mean, he was putting in some legitimate rides on that Triumph when they first started getting going. But Zach, we'll go to you. Which one were you paying attention more, Hammaker or Swole coming back?
To be honest, I was more interested in Swole. He has a race win, if I'm not mistaken, at Colorado. Was it 2 years ago, last year? Um, but him coming back off injury, not being racing for a while, and getting the best overall out of that Triumph team, I mean that says a lot. So shows you where his head's at, and I'm excited to keep watching him throughout the rest of the series and see what he can do. Hopefully next year, hopefully be a top title contender. But for the most part, Hammaker had a good ride too. I thought it was impressive, but my eyes were kind of more leaning towards Jalik than Seth.
Yeah, good call there. Swole did actually win. It was actually at High Point, so that's probably why he returned there back in 2021. So yeah, he did get an overall. But who was he riding for back then? Was that Husky?
It was Husky, yeah.
Yeah, so Husky there. But I mean, yeah, good to see him in there. Kind of throw him in there. Hammaker. I feel like his Supercross kind of did him a little dirty heading into outdoors. CJ, we'll go to you. I mean, Hammaker was on rails in Supercross. We thought he was going to win the title. He had the opportunity to, but outdoors, he's honestly been kind of non-existent. Like I haven't really seen him that much.
Yeah, I mean, I think he got a third in the Moto 1, and then whatever. Obviously, had some issues in Moto 2, but I don't know. I mean, I think he has the speed. A lot of those 250 guys are just so inconsistent. I mean, I think there's a lot of them that can run that top 5 pace, and it's like who's going to put two motos together? You look at the results, and it's like 4:14 or 3:12, and it seems like
Hmm.
that. It seems like that's what happens with most of these guys that aren't Deegan.
Yep.
And I don't know. I think we see a lot of that from. I think he has the speed. I mean, I think that I don't know. I mean, in that first moto, he looked like he was the fastest guy on a PC bike. I think he made a pass on. Didn't he make a pass on Kitchen? What did
Mm-hmm.
Kitchen get in Moto 1 or Shimoda? He passed somebody in Moto
Yeah.
1.
And we'll get into those results too.
But
We'll
yeah,
we'll do a deep dive.
he looked good in Moto 1, but Swole was impressive. I thought Swole, especially
Hmm.
coming back, knowing that he wasn't going to have the cardio to run that full 30 minutes. I thought he looked good. I think he was even making passes at the end of the motos, which was pretty impressive. And to have a top 10 is pretty good to come back from not racing for a year.
Dude, I'll tell you right now. I think Swole is Triumph's number one guy.
Oh yeah,
After even just seeing one weekend, I don't think it's close. Smith has been all over the place. Faulkner's basically been non-existent. I mean, this Mikael Harrop, but I mean, Swole already back. I mean, he looked great. He's the number one guy in my eyes. There, Zach.
He's got to be. I mean, already, first race back, gets the best overall on the team. And McCall Harrop, no digs on him because he's a last minute deal. Come over here, ride the bike.
Yeah.
Never been to any of these tracks before, so still not doing bad. He's doing better than his other teammates. So I mean, those
Mm-hmm.
guys are 1-2, which is kind of if you're looking at that, that's kind of sad, especially with rumors of Jordan Smith going up full-time 450 next year for Triumph. Like, I mean, you can't even do
Yeah, I'd probably pump the brakes
faster
on that
now.
one
Like,
after the way this has been going.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So, I mean, yeah, easily, he's their number one guy and their main focus. I would have to assume. But
Yeah, no.
The
Go ahead,
problem with
CJ.
him is just the problem with Swole is just staying healthy. Obviously, we see him have these just outrageous crashes where he comes back, he shows glimpses of speed, and then he has like the most outrageous crashes. Like people talk about it for 5 weeks because it looks like he died.
Yeah.
I remember me and Eric went to A1 and he fucking splattered on the ground right in front of us. That shit was
Yeah.
gnarly.
We were worried that the fucking flagger was going to pick up the bike with the fucking throttle stuck
Yeah, wide open throttle. Yeah, yeah.
And
He
we
was
were like
just
3 rows back. Like, dude, if he picks his bike up, we're going to get shot with dirt all the way
and he's
across the
just
stadium.
he's just sleeping on the ground. It's like, holy shit, dude, this is gnarly. He had some gnarly crashes.
Yeah, honestly, there's a lot of guys in the 250 class that are like that. If you think about, McAdoo, we haven't seen him come back yet. Faulkner, he's been kind of, injury ridden. We'll talk about Hymus later on, but that's just
What do you
kind of this
guys
250 class in a nutshell right now. I mean, a lot of these guys are just they can't put it together all season.
what do you guys think about Kitchen? Like, do you think that Daytona crash has fucked him up for good? Like, I don't know what the deal is.
there's, to me, I mean, he's never been that super consistent guy, anyways.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? Like, whether it be, maybe not be as bad as this year, going like, I think he's had like a 12-2, a 14, 4, whatever the hell his results are, but he's never been that, like, outrageous. But I mean, he's never been the most consistent guy. It could be that crash, coming fresh off an injury, in my opinion. But more, I think to my point, I guess, would be looking at all these 250 class and all these teams and stuff. Like, at what point do you try to give someone else a shot, or what I mean, do something? Because he's like McAdoo. How long has he been out now? Missed almost all Supercross. When
Yeah.
doesn't have a return date yet. Like, missed all last year from almost dying on that tabletop thing, and I don't know, man. So I just
Yeah, I think with the McAdoo though, it's very similar to Thrasher. Those guys, when they're healthy, they can win a race. McAdoo
Yeah,
probably not
that's the
outdoors, but
problem.
Supercross he's going to win. You're not going to find anyone from any other privateer that you're going to plug in that could win that race. Like Thrasher, like yeah, he's all over the place, but shit, he wins one Supercross race every single year, and you can bank on it. And you're just not going to find someone on any other privateer team to fill in that is going to win. But. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. As far as Kitchen goes, last week we talked about. I mean, he honestly, him and Hymus remind me of a lot of each other. If they get a whole shot in the start, they're very hard to hunt down and pass. But neither one of them can really get through the field. If they get that, 6, 7, 8 place start, it doesn't really seem like they can move up. So maybe it's just racecraft. But I mean, that's been Kitchen's MO. He has to get a start every time he's won. I think he's gotten the whole shot or anything close, but he's never been able to come through the pack and win. But yeah, I mean, I honestly had Kitchen number 2 title contender versus Deegan, and yeah, he's not even the best PC rider. We talked about last week, thinking Marchbanks might have that.
I
So
still
yeah, I mean,
think
I don't really know. He just signed
I
a 2-year
still think
contract too.
I still think Marchbanks is probably pretty. I mean, it's close. I mean, Kitchen obviously put in some good rides and got on the podium, and like we know who Kitchen is, but he hasn't really showed it this year, which is it's just weird. I still don't think he has. I think he pulls a whole shot. And he still struggles the podium.
Probably,
I don't think he can hold. I don't think he could win a race. I don't think he can win a race
yeah.
unless something happens with Deegan. I don't think he can win a race. I mean, he got. I don't know. I mean, he had a couple fast lap times. They talked about it. I mean, he had some fast lap times, so obviously he has the speed, but I was just not impressed. I haven't been impressed with him this whole outdoor season, and I was really excited for him to come back and hopefully, I don't know, maybe challenge Deegan. I thought it was going to be closer than this. Like it's been pretty bad. And the other one that has shocked me after I gave him all the praise in the world and thought that he was Deegan number 2 was Shimoda. Like, what the fuck is the deal with Shimoda?
Mhm.
He went from
Yep.
I'm going to get second every single moto to now I don't even know where he's at half the time.
Bro,
Yeah, no.
that's every year with him. I feel like, though, and I'd like from the beginning.
It's opposite though. It's usually he's terrible, and then he wins when it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, it's the craziest thing to see, because if you take away Deegan, out of the class right now, you couldn't you couldn't pay me
Yeah, you
against,
couldn't
right?
pick a winner.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
couldn't put
Now,
him.
well,
You
now
know
that
what I mean?
Hymus is out, but even I think Shimoda even still has a demanding lead. But we'll get into it. We're going way too deep into the 250s right now. Um, Last thing I just want to share some light on. Obviously Tyler Stepek had that gnarly crash at Hangtown. Things really went sideways when he was getting that fix. So I just want to drop his name out here. He's going through a lot. But I know they have Road to Recoveries out there. I know there's a GoFundMe, so feel free, look it up, find them. But it just sucks, right? The sport's dangerous as it is. He broke his femur, which happens all the time. But then there's this complication, that ends up leading to him having strokes and like brain surgery and things like that. And you're just like, dude, the sport's gnarly enough. Why does this stuff have to continue to happen once he gets into the hospital? And he's young, but I just want to share some light on his story too, because it's a freak accident that just keeps getting worse and worse. But I'll leave it to you guys. Do you guys have anything you want to say on the topic for Tyler Stepek?
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it's crazy. That's to think. I mean, the crash. We all watched the crash over and over. It was gnarly. It was a freak, qualifying crash. Where that whole thing was bizarre. It's like, what if? What if there was a flagger standing on top of that hill? What if so many different things? But it's like a broken leg turns into all these other complications, like you said, like having strokes. Whoever thinks they're going to break their leg and then they're going to
Hmm.
need brain surgery from it, like what the hell? So
Yep.
yeah, it is. I mean, that is sad. It sounds like he's going to have some neurological issues probably forever, which is tough. But yeah, I mean, all the best. Hopefully, he has a really good recovery, and you never know.
Yep. Yep. And then Zach, another one, Mike Brown, the legend, the Loretta Lean's king over there. He had to get off too, and unfortunately, he got hurt too. He's in rough shape as well. Sounds like he's at least good. He doesn't have anything going on, but hey, that 50 plus class over at Loretta's, man, it's for the taking right now. Hopefully Mike
Yeah,
Brown's all right, but hey, dude, that class. Well, we got. I don't know if Chad Reed is racing that class. I know Emick was. Kiefer usually runs pretty good. Is Chad Reed 50
That's
yet?
not
He might not
50.
be
I
50 yet.
I
I
don't think
don't
he's
know.
50,
Don't be
but
disrespectful, the guy. Damn.
But yeah, I mean, shout out to Mike Brown. Hope he's gonna be all right. But hey, Loretta's just got a lot more interesting in that 50 plus class. I think he do 40, 45. So,
yeah, I
but
think we
yeah,
got Kiefer. Kiefer's got to be. What do we got? Kiefer. Who else is running up there? Short's
Emig.
not 50, is he?
And they, yeah.
Emig.
I don't
Yeah.
think so. No,
No,
but there was
Kiefer's
another
got to
guy too.
have.
I can't think of.
Kiefer's got to be a favorite to win that now, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And makes
But
no
who knows,
sense.
dude? There's always guys that are showing up in these classes, and Rez another animal. But yeah, I mean, you'd think Kiefer has a good shot though. That's for sure. All right, well, let's go into the track layout. Rain is always a factor when it comes to High Point. We'll talk about how much of a factor as it was once we get to the 450 class, but they call it the Country Club of Motocross. It's a beautiful track, dude. They have that huge freaking quad on the side of the hill that's just completely badass. But I mean, even after the rain, the track held up pretty good for the first, three motos. But Zach, we'll go to you. What do you think as far as High Point, the conditions? It was ruddy, but it was also still kind of quick.
Yeah, I think it was a man's track this weekend. I mean, just talking about the 250 class in general, you had Hymus come out with was it the first moto? He had a good start, right? Him and
Hmm.
Jett battled, or he was on Jett for a while, but didn't make up any ground or anything like that. But I thought it was a really good track. I thought it raced well too. I always love those gnarly freaking tracks. I mean, it brings out the dogs, you know what I mean, and really shows you who's got it. So that's the kind of stuff I like to see.
Lot
Yeah,
of lot of hills on this track, dude. I mean, they're left, right, sharp corners. I mean, I don't think there is a flat spot on that whole track.
I thought it was badass. I was expecting a lot worse. I mean, shout out to the track crew because the pictures beforehand with the puddles and the water and the tractors just buried in mud, like I thought we were gonna
Hmm.
have a shitty ass. I was like, oh, here we go, another one of these. And damn, I thought if like you said, motos 1 through 3 were like I wish every track looked like that. Soak every track, dig it deep, and make those ruts gnarly. I mean,
Yeah,
those corners, there was so many lines in those corners that those guys were like that were like the roll speed that some of these guys were
Hmm.
carrying through those corners where you could tell like you had to be able to rail those ruts and get through those corners well. And there were so many options. You saw guys going inside, outside. You saw some guys jumping over ruts into other ruts.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was cool. Like Zach said, it was kind of a man's track. You had to be able. You couldn't just go and rail the outside everywhere like some of these tracks, and I think that
Yep.
makes it more fun. But I think the track crew did a hell of a job with the track.
Yeah, I mean, I think the track it was perfect. It was deep in the corners where it should be, but by the time you get straight and going for the jumps, like none of the lips looked like crazy rutted. Like they
Mhm.
were still sending that quad when it was pissing down rain, So
Did
it
you
was, it
see
was
the
perfect.
Did you see that clip of I forget who, I can't remember who filmed it, but there was a clip of, I can't remember the first guy, but somebody comes over the corner completely sideways off the
Oh
off the
yeah,
lip,
Oh,
and
her
then
up.
Mikel
Beaumer
Harup, yeah,
Yeah.
and then Beaumer right behind him does the exact same
Yeah.
thing, and
exact
he's
same
shit,
thing.
dude. That was a badass video.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
But it was
so
just
sick,
crazy
dude.
how back to back they did the exact same shit.
I,
Yep.
if I'm not mistaken, isn't High Point where RC lapped the entire field?
Might have been when it was muddy. I know it was
Yeah,
muddy wherever it
like a
was.
super muddy race. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I thought that was it. But yeah, it's always been a good track though, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I know rain was a factor last year too. But yeah, it was a great track. It raced well, and yeah, we had good races. Well, let's jump into it. The gate drop starting off 250 class. Hayden Deegan tops 250 qualifying. I got it pulled up here. I mean, he was a 202. He was 2 seconds faster than Chance Hymas. Um, yeah, I mean, Hymas looked great at Thunder Valley, but Deegan really came out, wanted to set the tone and throw down that fastest lap time. Hymas, Kitchen, Shimoda, Drew Adams with a fifth overall in qualifying. Swole with a six on his return. Hammaker, Julian Beaumer, Aiden Shiv with a ninth overall. Tom VL 10th. And it kind of goes down from there. But yeah, Zach, we'll start with you. 250 qualifying. I mean, yeah, I mean, Deegan really kind of put the hammer down on these guys. No, I think we lost your. There you
you hear
go.
me now? You good?
Yep, you're good.
Like you asked me in the group chat too. I think he was coming out with something else to prove. You don't go 2-2 to Hymus and then not come out swinging the next race. So I kind of expected him to come out in top qualifying and get the overall at least. One of the biggest things that is crazy is still wild to me is Tom Vial 10th place, like
Hmm.
multi-time MXGP champ, and you come over here and you just like, I don't know, man, you don't have the speed, or those other guys, they can't be slow because they're up there in designations every year. So I mean, what's not clicking over here? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's a total Euro track too, with the long ruts and the hills and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, what's really gone on over there with Vial. We'll get into how his weekend went. But CJ, what about you? What's up to you as far as the 250 qualifying?
I mean, I think Deegan had a chip on his shoulder. He even said after qualifying, like, if you don't win, people have something to say, or whatever his
Yeah.
comment was. And I mean, it's
Yep.
right. I think everyone had something to say, like, hey, he's not, there goes the perfect season. You can be beat. Everyone has something to say when you lose. But I also think that track was highly suited for Deegan. I mean, the gnarlier, the rougher, the bigger the ruts, I think that all that stuff plays right into Deegan. I think the gnarlier and crazier that the track gets, the better Deegan's going to be than everybody else.
It's just crazy because look at how good he was at Fox and Hangtown,
Yeah, no,
and
I
it
think
was
he's good
hard as shit
everywhere.
too.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
think he's good everywhere, but I think if you start putting stuff out there that's going to separate the men from the boys, you're just going to see him extend himself even further.
Well, I think that's what everyone thinks. Oh, we'll go East Coast. It's going to get ruddier. The gap's going to get closer between Deegan and everyone else. But this weekend, it was
Oh, no.
just as big as it has been.
I
And
think
we'll
it's
go. Let's
opposite. I think we get to
really.
gnarlier ruts, and he's going to win even more by even
Oh
bigger
Yeah.
gaps.
100%.
Yeah.
It's not
Well, let's
only
go
that,
into
but
it.
when you
Yeah.
get
Go
when
ahead,
you get
Zach.
in the gnarlier tracks, you get a lot less consistency from guys too, and he's shown he's the only one that can be consistent in the class right now. So,
Yep.
just in my opinion, I think it's just going to separate him even more.
So let's go into it. So Digging goes 1-1. Complete domination, extends his points lead even more. Um, Deegan has the third largest lead after 4 rounds in motocross history since 1980 after 4 rounds. Either class, he has the third largest gap after 4 rounds. So my question to you guys, one, is Deegan going to win this title early, which I think he's playing that way, and when? When does he get the job done if you think he is going to wrap this title up early, and I think we talked about before. Do you throw him on a 450 in the last final few rounds? But Zach, we'll go to you. What do you think? Deegan, is he going to wrap it up early? And if so, when do you think he does it?
I definitely think he wraps it up early. I mean, I don't know what's his points gap now.
I think it's 40. Let me see. We'll get this pulled up here. So he is at right now. So he's at 194. Shimoda's at 152. So he is up 42 points
I don't know.
already.
I'd say like, dude, it's so hard to say. It's so hard to say, but I definitely think he wraps it up early. At least 2-3 rounds early. So
2 to 3 rounds.
I would say 2
Damn.
rounds. Yeah, why not?
Hey, that's what this is 11 race series. We've already done 4. So you're saying he's wrapping it up around what is that, 7, 8?
I would say no. I meant like 9, 8 or 9.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Maybe
Okay.
not 8, but 9. More mathematically
Okay.
possible, but
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead,
I,
CJ.
I'm with Zach. I mean, I think with 2 or 3 to go. I mean, you got to think you can't give up. You're giving up 50 points for every race, so you got to get 100 points or 150 points ahead. 150 is a lot. I mean, I think he could. But I think 2 rounds is definitely. I think he could have 2 rounds on a 450 if he wanted to.
Hmm.
If they want to go that route, it'd be interesting. It'd be cool to see it if they throw him on a 450 for the last round or 2 or whatever. If he ends up wrapping it up, I don't see. The only way it doesn't happen is if he hurts himself. No one's
Yeah.
beating him. There's no chance that somebody's beating him.
Well,
He's just light years ahead of everybody else, and the only guy that even showed he can beat him
is
is broken.
yeah, exactly. The only guy that showed that can beat him is out.
Yeah.
Chance Thomas injured his other knee now, so he's out. So yeah, you look at this. There's no one else that has even showed even close to the speed that he has. So yeah, you think he's just going to run away with this and wrap it up early? I mean, Shimoda is second place behind, and Garrett Marchbanks now is third overall. 132. So even third place is still 20 points behind Joe Shimoda at second. So
Yeah.
there's still quite a bit of gap, and it gets a lot closer for third. But yeah,
I
I
mean,
agree. I think.
realistically, like he should only be making up 6 or so points a weekend, but Shimoda's is showing inconsistency now too, and giving him 10, 15 points a weekend.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, look at Shimoda this week. He goes 6-5 for 6. Deegan gets first. I mean,
Yeah,
that's quite a bit
that's
of points right there too. So yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
that's huge.
Shimoda falling off. But Zach, we'll go to you. What else stood out to you as far as this 250 class goes?
To me, it's kind of. I mean, like they used to say about Ricky, you're lying if you're not racing for second place, especially now with Chance gone. So, I mean, that kind of sums it up for me. You got a couple guys that you never know where they're going to finish throughout the weekend, especially the guys that you think are going to be the front runners. And then you got guys, like Harrop coming over here, and he's more consistent. He might not be, top
Hmm.
5 every moto, but he's more consistent than these guys as far as his finishing position. So I think if he could find a little more speed and go to these tracks where they kind of suit his ability more, then you might see him top 5, both motos and get on the box, which I don't think it's nearly impossible, especially with, like I said, the inconsistency we've seen in the 250 class so far this year.
Yeah, I mean, Harov, he's shown to run top 3. I mean, he's just another guy that Kitchen, Shimoda, that they have to pass. He's a tough guy to pass. So no, he's not going to win any motos, not going to get any podiums, but he's still another guy that's going to be there in the mix and kind of throwing a wrench into these things. CJ, what about you?
I mean, the biggest thing for me, I think, is seeing Kitchen have a little fire under his ass this weekend, and Shimoda not. I mean, Shimoda, I understand that the track was a little sloppy and it was hard to get around some guys, but I don't know. I mean, Shimoda, I thought was going to go 2-2 for the rest of the year, and he's just not really that guy. And people are showing they can get around him. Another big one for me is Vial. I think Vial
Hmm.
started like first or second one of those motos, and I think he still finished fifth or sixth. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with Vial. I don't know, man. I don't really see him I don't know how you figure it out. He barely won any races and won a Supercross title, and now he's just getting smoked outdoors, which is supposed to be his MO. So I don't know. I mean, back to the drawing board. Maybe he can figure something out, but I think these guys come over here, and I think it's real easy. I mean, you got to take yourself out of your comfort zone and go to some other country. And then not only are you going to another country, but you're also getting your ass whipped in another country. Like, it's just at the end of the day, like, the confidence is going to go away quicker than some of these other guys. And I don't know. I feel bad for him because, like, I want to see these guys do good. And I want to see better competition, but it's just like, how long can you just keep going out there? And, you've got all these announcers that are talking about how he's going to win, how he's going to do all this. And it's just, I mean, he got a great start. And I don't remember if it was Moto 1 or Moto 2, but I think that was my other big takeaway was Deegan. He made light work of these guys this weekend. He's been waiting till 12, 15 minutes into these motos, and by lap 1 he was in the lead both motos, and he
Yeah,
started like
he's not hole
ninth.
shotting either. Yeah.
Yeah, he started like ninth in Moto 2, and then like second corner he was passing for the lead. It's like, where the hell did you come
Yeah.
from?
Yeah, and
So
he's
I
one of
don't.
the dude. He can make any line on the track fucking work.
Yeah,
It could be the slowest line in the corner, and he's still finding a way to make up time. And it's crazy. You talk so Tom Vial, so he goes 4-2, so he gets second overall. But I see that, I'm like, really?
yeah,
Like,
I
yeah,
didn't.
second overall.
Right.
Usually you don't see that when a podium. You see the guys out there, somewhat. But to be honest with these guys, if Deegan is out, it's a hell of a title fight between
Oh yeah,
Vial,
it'll
Yeah.
be
Hyman,
fun. Yeah.
Shimoda, Kitchen. I mean, it would be great. So honestly, if you're these guys, I mean, Vial unfortunately won 2 Supercross titles, if you can say that together, but he's got to go to 450. It's ugly, but if I'm Kitchen, if I'm Hymas, if I'm Shimoda, I'm saying, you know what, Deegan's jumping up next year. Next year is going to be my opportunity to win this title because when Deegan's out of this class, it's going to be wide open for all of these guys to have a chance.
Oh yeah. Unless Hymus gets his bionic knees put back in, but yeah, other than that, yeah, I think this without Deegan, this would be a banger of a season right
Yeah.
now.
Yep. And then so going through the rest of the results, so Levi Kitchen goes 2-6 for third. Hymas 5-3. Also, we talked about his knee injury. He's done. Marchvik 7-4. Shimoda. Hammerker 3-14. Cochran, he's been having a great year.
Mhm.
Thrasher, and then Swole gets a top 10 on his return. A couple of ugly results here. Alexander Ferdowskov, there's a lot of hype with that kid heading into outdoors. Has been pretty. He goes 37 DNS. And then we also have, where is he at? I know we talked about Austin Faulkner, 22nd, 1837. His fallback has been unreal. And then the biggest one I want to talk about is Julian Beaumer. Yeah, he had that nasty crash in Moto 2, but 15th last week, Thunder Valley wasn't any better. And man, I don't know what's going on with Julian right now. He's a much better rider than this, but outdoors been ugly for him.
Yeah, he started off hot. He impressed me honestly at Paula.
Mm-hmm.
Paula and I think even the second round I think he had some pretty good looks. But it's one of those things too. Is like the Supercross season starts out with those hard pack, kind of ride that deserty type track, and that's what you see with Paula, specifically Paula, on these California tracks that he's used to, and then you take him out to High Point, which is like riding in the deep loamy mud of some backcountry, and it doesn't seem like, I mean, we saw it in Supercross. It
Mm-hmm.
seems like he struggles when it gets gnarly, and I mean, yeah, that crash obviously isn't going to help him, but yeah, I agree. It seems like,
But still 15th in Moto 1.
yeah, yeah, I think we were expecting to see him up there in that at least top 10 regularly.
Yeah, I mean he has the raw speed to do it, but so think about this. So Avery Long, Cade Manier, rookie, Dylan Schwartz, all three of them finished ahead of Julian Bomera, Drew Adams, and Austin Faulkner.
Mhm.
But Zach, I don't know. That's the great outdoors. You got two motors, you got to be consistent, but there's some big names down here that
Well,
are
even
right on the line of that 20 outside the top 20 quite a
even
bit.
Ty Masterpool 817. Now that
Mm-hmm.
our side bet's off, CJ, he got the
Yeah, all of a sudden he sucks.
he got the pressure off. But I mean that's
That
no good ride at all either. I mean,
That Menier kid, man, I was bummed when he went down because I thought we were going to get to see a rookie put in a
Mm-hmm.
badass ride. He was railing.
Mhm.
I thought that was Cole Davies out there for a second when he pulled that start. I was like, what the hell's going on here? Was he running number 100?
No, he's
108 or
it's
something.
a
It looked like Cole Davies' bike. I was like, what the hell's going on here? But
what the hell?
I
Why is it
mean,
showing? Yeah,
he looked
108, I think.
108. Yeah, he looked really good. So I was bummed to see him go down because I thought we were going to get an exciting show out of a rookie. So that would have been cool. Maybe next week.
Let me
I've never even heard of this kid, but
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, he
no.
put in great rides last week too. I mean, he's been solid from a rookie. I mean, that's all you can really ask for.
let me
Um,
let me ask you this, guys, while we're on the somewhat of the subject of Bomare. Do you think nowadays, like, you have to move east to be, the top guy? We're seeing all these
yeah,
teams and everyone moving over east, and then like all the guys that stay on the west coast are kind of just fifth place and back.
yeah,
I,
because obviously it would be different if you put Hangtown and Paula at the end of the season where there's a lot more on the line. I think it'd be different. But because Paula and Hangtown are the only hard packed tracks at the beginning of the season, these teams can go out there, test before, get ready for Paula, and everything else is East Coast. So yeah, because the meat of the schedule and how it finishes, yeah, you want to be on East Coast where you're going to be dealing with rust. But I don't know if they threw a Hangtown, Paula, both of them at the end of the season, maybe it could make a difference. But yeah, I mean, I think you have to. Ruts are such a big determining factor that if you're not riding them into every day, you're going to be at a disadvantage. But CJ, what do you
well,
think?
I think that I do agree with that. I do think that the tracks are different when you get out east. I also think that a big problem is they're riding public tracks. They're all
Mm-hmm.
traveling. They're all traveling somewhere to go ride a public track. We saw a video. Someone posted a video. I think it was God damn it, who was it that post? Anyway, they posted a video of a guy. Looked like the first time he's ever ridden a bike in his life at Glen Helen. Fucking like
Mm-hmm.
Walmart gear on, shaking. And then the next rider that came behind him was Bomare, and it was like these two guys are on the same track. Like, what the hell is going on? That's the stuff that these guys are dealing with out there at Glen Helen and Paula or wherever they're getting to go ride. And then you've got Jett and the guys all at Club MX riding a private track with the fastest guys in the world, doing whatever the hell they
Mm-hmm.
want, grooming the track how they want. I mean, ruts all develop differently when you got a pro making a rut, whether some Joe Schmo that works at McDonald's that's out there. The ruts don't develop the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that it's just their availability to ride like premium tracks with premium riders all the time plays a big factor. I mean, if we go out there and we ride us three together all the time, we're not going to get that much better. I mean, seat time
Mm-hmm.
helps, but if we all go and ride with some guy that's putting 15 seconds a lap on us all the time, we're gonna get better. I mean,
Yeah.
anybody's going to. So I don't know. I think it's a lot of it. A lot of it is availability of the tracks too. Like there's none of these programs. I mean, even the Grindstone, like they try to make these
Mm-hmm.
different clubs out in California, but Grindstone is still busing kids to Glen Helen or busing kids to
Yeah.
Paula or whatever they're doing. It's just I don't know. California, I think, is
Yeah.
killing the sport.
Yeah, I don't get that. Like why like I know in California they all have their private supercross tracks, but like why don't these guys have their private motocross track there in California? Because yeah, if you go east, none of them are riding public tracks. They're either at the Goat Farm, they're at Club MX. I mean, we've seen Prado, Anderson all over there at Club MX. So yeah, I don't really understand why California with the weather year round that someone just hasn't bought a big plot of land and built like a private motocross track. But yeah, I mean these guys that are stationed out of SoCal are going east anyway. So I don't know. You always hear motocross. The mecca is out there in SoCal, but I don't know. It's starting to change a little bit. I mean, you look at the regionals. We saw the Paula regional down in Southern California had barely could get 10 guys in their classes for these regional races. And then you look at, I know Texas, they just had, there's every single class had 25 guys in it. Like, so even the sport just seems like it's moving more East Coast too, but it definitely makes an advantage. I think so for sure. Even just me moving out here to Texas, there's a big difference riding tracks out here compared to back home on the West Coast. It's just different. Um, well, let's see what else do we got in here as far as the 250. Class goes, oh yeah, I shared the clip. We got there. We got a nice little intermission fist fight UFC.
Oh yeah,
Underneath the overall the results, it was kind of funny. I barely caught it, but I just saw those guys just start squabbling, and it went on for a little bit. There's like full on haymakers going in there, but
yeah. Dude with the
shit.
straw hat was throwing bangers, dude. He was putting people
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, that was absolutely perfect to get in there. But shoot, Zach, what about you? Anything else 250 before we get into our Wick picks?
No, I'm excited to see who's going to be second place next week.
Yeah.
I mean,
B title, dude. That's what
Yeah.
we're calling it. It's the B title showdown once again. Here we go. Deegan's
Hey,
gonna run away with this
who's
thing.
your
And
retail guy then?
it was Hymas. Dude, I really don't know. Honestly, probably Vial, because he's gonna be the one guy that's gonna log. He's probably gonna be consistent. He's not gonna throw away motos like these other guys do, and he's gonna do what he did in Supercross. He's gonna be there, and yeah, honestly, he'll probably get the B title. Unfortunately, what about you?
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pulling for Marchbanks. I mean, I think it would be cool. I think he's got something to prove. He needs to find a ride, and I think this weekend was a little tough. The track's a little bit tough, but I think we see a strong Marchbanks again. Oh, look at that slick back.
Dang.
What is up, dude? I'm surprised this is a full lobby, dude. I never thought this would happen.
These
Damn, who
puffs
greased
up in
you
here. You're
up?
looking professional.
Yeah, since
But yeah, I think for me, I'm pulling for Marchbanks. I mean, I think it could be a Shimoda deal too, but I would love to see. I think it'd be cool as hell to see Marchbanks go get second and somebody come and sign him for a real deal ride.
Okay, so let's do this, right? So Marchbanks, his contract is up. He's got all right. So just looking at PC, and all three of you guys can answer at the same time. We'll say, who would you rather sign? Okay, we'll start. Marchbanks or Drew Adams? One or the other. Who are you signing right now?
Marchbanks. Marchbanks.
yeah, Marchbanks right
Yeah.
now. Yeah,
Okay.
Drew
Zach?
Adams hasn't done
Okay.
anything impressive like that.
Okay.
Drew's been kind of quiet though. He's had a couple
he
good
has
fifth
not
place
Sneaky
lived up to his
finishes.
hype. Yeah, he has not lived up to the hype.
I'm just basing it off
okay.
Marchbanks as a rookie to him and like what he's done so far. Like, it's not a comparison. Marchbanks.
Okay. So let's go to the next one. Okay. Are you signing Marchbanks or Masterpool?
Marchbanks.
Marchbanks.
You sign Marchbanks or McAdoo?
Marchbanks.
Marchbanks.
Marchbanks. I mean,
really?
I think
Even with the
Marchbanks proving
Supercross, I
that
think McAdoo
Marchbanks
is
is just as good.
significantly better at Supercross. You think so?
No, I think Marchbanks is just as good in
Marchbanks-
Supercross.
Okay.
and Marchbanks can finish a Supercross season and can show up outdoors. I mean, Marchbanks, didn't he get 2 podiums this year?
Dude, he looked good in
And he
Supercross
stayed
this
healthy
year.
for a full season. I mean, McAdoo can't make it 3 races.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to the next one. Okay. So we got Marchbanks or Seth Hammaker.
Oh, that gets tough. Hammaker's good.
I
think
I got to
they're
take
close.
Hammaker on that one.
Okay.
For me, I
And
think
then-
they're both. I could like if I'm the guy signing the deal, I'm happy with either one of them. Honestly, I think they're very close.
Okay.
I think I
And
get
then last
Hammaker the
one.
nudge.
Okay.
Yeah,
and then
maybe.
last one, Marchbanks Kitchen.
Kitchen. You got to sign Kitchen.
Okay.
Kitchen's
They
got to
did
be
sign
the
him.
number
Yeah, you
one
gotta
on
sign
paper,
Kitchen.
I think.
Yeah.
What do you think? So, say Marchbanks is looking for a ride, right? Not much moving around 250 wise. Got a team going away. Is Ducati running a 250 team?
Is who?
As far as what, the Triumph?
No, Ducati. Are they running a 250 team?
No, they're only doing a 450.
No,
So-
just 450 only. They're working on
What do
250 development
What
right
would
now.
you guys say if I had this wild hair that was like he's gonna go back to club and ride a 450?
It doesn't
stop.
sound like that's an option.
No.
They threw out.
I don't
they
think so,
threw
not
out
after what happened
Marchbanks
at
is going
Club.
and training at club, and Daniel Blair and Phil Nicoletti. Phil Nicoletti said, "Yeah, sure," but Daniel Blair's like, it sounds like they would have to have a talk with Brian and Haas before that's an option.
Gotcha.
But if I'm Marchbanks,
Yeah,
I
they-
don't
and
think
they
I'm
didn't
going
end on
that
great
route.
terms.
I don't think I'd go back to club. I'd rather stay with PC, or who knows, maybe Star gives them a call.
Yeah, but
Or-
what
or-
if Mitch doesn't sign him?
Who?
That's true. Then yeah.
Or even Honda.
I said Honda.
What about Honda?
I think Honda.
Well,
Yeah,
Shimoda's contract's
Yeah.
up in the air.
He's
Not
supposed
sure
to be going
what's
to
going on.
PC.
Hmm.
I heard Shimoda's supposed to go to PC.
A little swap.
I heard him going to
If I
Husky
was Honda,
too,
I would
or
give Mark
whatever
Spinks a
Austrian
call
brand.
Oh,
and get
100%.
on that Honda.
Well, especially because they were talking about having Bennett go on the Honda, and
Oh,
I'm
I would
like,
take
no,
Marchbanks 100 times over
no way
Bennett.
at
Yep.
all. 1,000%.
I think
Yeah.
Marchbanks
I
is I think with some real development, I think you put Marchbanks on a training regimen with Jett and Hunter Lawrence. I think we see a fucking unit.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Especially with the way the Hondas can get good starts. I mean, their ECU setups and everything like that. Those Hondas are up
Fire
front all the
breathing
time.
dragons, Justin. Just say it. We saw it at Thunder Valley.
Yeah.
I don't like the freedom that Mitch is giving these PC guys. I don't like it. I want to see. I get it. Like I understand. Like I get where he's coming from, and he's old school. But I think you're putting yourself behind the eight ball. This day and age, especially with the 250 guys,
Running
450
fat
maybe.
bars.
Yeah, 450 maybe 450. Like they're a little bit more developed and they can train alone. But I think these 250 guys. I mean, we're seeing it. We're seeing it time and time again. Look at Star. Star's all training
Well,
every day together, and look at them fucking roasting people.
the
I
problem
thought
is,
you were going to
though,
lay down the hammer and say, Mitch has got to go back to the crossbar
He
only.
does need to go to crossbar. That's probably the problem.
I don't see Mitch moving from California though. Like that's a
No.
No,
you
but
know what I
they
mean?
need to fucking train together. Don't be letting these guys. Levi's like, oh, I'm gonna go fishing and maybe I'll ride or whatever the hell they're doing. You know, it's like
Yeah.
bullshit, dude. Put them back on the freaking old school Spitfire. Fucking, this is what we're doing every single day, and call me when you're done.
Yeah.
So go back to Glen Helen every single
Yeah.
day. You can't leave Glen Helen if you want to ride this PC
That's what I'm
bike.
saying. I think they need to. Look what they're doing. They're not doing shit for the last 3 years.
I think longer than
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Hey, times are changing though.
Or
That's what the riders want though. When riders are signing these contracts, they want, hey, I want to be able to do my own thing. If PC says no, then they're going to see you later, and PC is going to be signing
Yeah, but
guys like
then
fucking.
by the time you have rides filled up everywhere else, they're not gonna have an option to say fucking no. That or go ride a fucking
Yeah, but I mean, these guys. I mean, Shimoda, he's got multiple. I mean, it comes back to the gear deal too. Like gear deal is a big deal. PC is all one gear, and you've heard guys like Shimoda that have gone to Honda because they can land their own gear
I
deal
don't
too.
think.
But
I don't think there's a.
He was wearing the same gear he
You know
was
what, you
before.
I don't think
Yeah.
that. I don't think there's a 250 guy swinging a dick big enough other than Deegan that can call shots. Anyone else has got to do what they got to do.
I tell you what, I'm
I
loving
you
this
know,
180 of the Deegan love from Hinkle, the big dick swinging. I'm here for it.
You bring up Shimoda with his
Pride
gear deals
bike.
and stuff, but he's the only dude not sponsored by some fucking energy drink that's known.
Yeah, he is. Soda
Whatever,
caps,
bro.
dude.
That's
No cap
fucking
soda,
not-
dude.
What is that sticker on it that
fucking
said
gas
on like
station.
drink something, drink smooth, drink what is it? There's something on his helmet
Drink
that he
weird,
wears.
some shit like
Shimoda.
that.
Drink weird, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you gotta find it at the fucking tweaker gas stations at Circle K on fucking Marina.
Hey, you can find it in Needles.
Yeah. But all right. So 250 class. So I think we all. I mean, sounds like we all have Garrett as number 3 or 2A, 2B as far as PC goes. So it'll be interesting to see what happens over there. But yeah, I mean, he's looked really impressive. All right, I think that's it as far as the 250 class from High Point. But let's go into, obviously we have this weekend off, so we'll be off on Monday. So let's go into our picks. We got the Wick, Southwick. I haven't heard any rumors of any, was it Jimmy D showing up and throwing down any heaters on his 2-stroke.
Yeah.
You never know. He
But
might.
honestly, I
The
think we're all
Southwick always
agreed.
has some random locals though.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have these MXGP guys. I mean, they're used to riding sand, and this is the sand track. So we'll see if maybe Prado can try to do something. But he'll probably finish 35th
That's
again.
wait, 250s. So I think we're all going to agree Deegan's going to be our pick. He won last year. He's going to look good. But let's go for that B title. Who's going to get second out at the Wick? Zach, we'll start with you. Unless you think Deegan's not going to win Southwick, but if that's the case, I'd be very happy to put some money on the line.
No one gonna beat him. I don't know. I kind of want to throw like a oh fuck, dude, like a McCall Harp on the podium. Maybe and probably Vial though. I think Vial's gonna get second. That's just my opinion, but I mean,
okay,
it's too hard. It's too hard to freaking just guess one guy and think you're right. So
yeah. CJ, what about you? What do you got for the Wick?
I think it's going to be a PC bike. I think either Kitchen or Marchbanks can get second. I mean, Marchbanks is strong. Levi's tall. I think that both those things play into their favor. I don't have any faith in Vial. I just don't. I don't know. I mean, yeah.
He's just a
Oh, so
consistent
I
second
think you
place.
got to think it's sand though.
Hi there.
Those big guys, Marchbanks and Kitchen, they're big boys on those big bikes in the sand. So you think someone like Vial that's weighs as much as Justin does probably gonna fucking glide across that shit.
Yeah, but I mean,
Um,
I think it also has. I think it also plays a toll on your body. Like I think you got to be able to hold
yeah.
onto that bike for 30 minutes, and that's gnarly in that sand. So I don't know. I mean,
Hey,
yeah, I guess,
Tom
but
Vial won there year one, right? Year one or year two. Tom Vial won there. So
I
who
just have
knows?
no
We'll
faith.
see.
I have no faith in Vial until he does something. I mean, right now he just
No one
Yeah,
had faith in him until he came out and won Southwick his first year. We all thought it was
that's
a
right.
bust, and he came out and won it. Surprisingly,
Hasn't done shit since.
I
But
think,
yeah.
Justin, who you got for
I,
the
I
win?
think,
I've done shit since. Got 2 supercross
I
titles.
think 2-3.
We're not talking
I
about
think the podium
Supercross.
it's going to be Vial and Kitchen. Vial and Kitchen 2-3, depending. Who knows? It's probably going to be whoever finishes better in that second moto. And then I think I'm kind of on Zach's train, Mikkel Harup. I think he's definitely going to get a top 5 this week. I think this may be a good track for him. Like I kind of was talking about the MXGP guys. Um, it'd be interesting to see how maybe the rookie from Star, how he'll do in this sand. And see if maybe he can throw his name up in the top 10 or somewhere around
Lanier.
there.
All right. All right. I like it. All right, let's jump over to the 450 class. J. Coop, top of qualifying. No surprise there. Followed by Jett Lawrence, 202. Derek Kelly, 3. Eli Tomac with a 4th. Hunter Lawrence, Jason Anderson, RJ Hampshire, Aaron Plessinger. But the biggest story of qualifying, Jorge Prado. We got a little tease thinking that he was fastest qualifier after the first qualifying, but turns out the fucking transponder
Point
was
was off.
wrong. So even that, the guy can't catch a break, dude. But yeah, I mean, he qualifies ninth overall, but it sounded like once again that it was just kind of a tough go for him. But and then Derek Drake 10th. I mean, shoot. I mean, you look at Derek Kelly 3rd overall, Derek Drake 10th overall. It makes you think that maybe getting out there on the track. I mean, Harry Koulis 11th, Patcherell 12th, and maybe I don't know. I think most of those guys are probably in the B practice, so maybe it paid off getting in the track a little bit later. But yeah, CJ, we'll start with you. What do you think as far as qualifying?
Yeah, it sounds like Derek Kelly cut the track or something because that's wild. But otherwise, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a big. Y'all know how I feel about qualifying. Anybody can go fast for one lap. We saw Kobush battling with Deegan for a couple of corners. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
one lap is one lap. I think we all know who's going to be there when it comes down to putting 30 minutes in. It's cool to see Justin Cooper get some confidence up there at the top. I think. I mean, he's just getting better and better. But I don't know. I mean, I wasn't really impressed by anything. I think they were all pretty close.
Yeah, Zach, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with CJ. One lap doesn't mean shit. You look at uh, Justin Cooper. I take anything he does fast lap with a grain of salt because he can come out and get 8th place in one moto and battle for the lead the next moto. So who the fuck knows what he's doing? He's got his 250 tendencies too close to heart still. So not
That's
much
true.
else that I can think of. But
It would be interesting if they started scrubbing your fastest lap.
Yeah,
They scrub your fastest lap, they go with your second fastest.
second fastest lap. Yeah,
What that would look like.
that would be cool.
Obviously, it'd be a big difference because who knows, you could get lucky, grease something. But yeah, that would be interesting to see if they scrub the fastest lap. But all right, well, let's go 250. The Jett gets it done. He stays perfect as far as overalls this year. He goes 1-3. We'll get into the red flag and the mutter here in a little bit, but we kind of talked about they've thrown the graphic up there. I think he's 2 moto wins away from passing JS7. I think does he still have to get one more motocross championship, or is it a supercross championship that he has to get to match?
Another
Supercross,
Oh
right?
my!
Supercross.
Yeah, so he's already matched JS7 as far as motocross titles go. But my question to you guys, we have Tomac out here. I was kind of thinking about this. Is Jett the toughest competitor that Tomac has faced in his career?
No,
Zach,
No.
we'll start with you.
no. I mean,
yeah, no.
not when you race dudes like Villapoto and
Dungy.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Villapoto was a fucking
You,
dog, dude. Like he was a badass dude. But I just I don't know. It's hard to say because Jett's. I feel like Jett's gonna be one of the greats, but I mean, you still can't put him past Villapoto. He's got 4 championships. So I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't think he's the
okay.
toughest. So
Did Villapoto really race Tomac
That's what I was
much?
gonna say. When's the last time that they
I think
raced?
Villapoto was done in like 15 or 16, and Tomac may have been a rookie, but I think Dungy was more Tomac's
Tomac
real
won 450 and like
main
14.
guy.
I'm going back to, let's see here.
I
So
think 2015 was
motocross
his rookie year.
2014 for
2014.
Tomac, Roxon, Dungey, Trey Kennard, Metcalf. I don't think Villapoto raced with Tomac.
Kick me off the pod,
From
dude. Kick me off
from
the
what
pod.
I'm seeing
Tread
here.
line,
Okay, so
dude.
here, so there you go. So it looks like Tomac's toughest competition looks like it's the likes of
Comes
Ryan
at
Dungey and Ken
33 years
Roxon.
old.
Right, but that's what I'm saying though. Like if you look at Tomac, a lot of these rides that he has, he usually probably comes to the pack and makes it happens. But the thing with Jett is that he's so consistent that one, if he gets ahead, he's gone. But two, he's not going to lay up that third, that fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth place. Like he's super consistent. But CJ, what do you think? You think same? You think Dungey's tougher than Jett is?
I think it's close. Dungy was a dog. I mean, Dungy. You could talk about coming through the pack. You could put Dungy starting anywhere, and he was going to be on the podium every fucking time. Which Jett is similar. I think Jett probably has more raw speed than Dungy had, but dude, Dungy was good, and Dungy was not a slouch. It's hard to really say. I mean, Villapoto, if Tomac ever raced Villapoto, then no, it's not even close. But I think, I think you could talk about Dungey and Jett in the same sentence and not get laughed at. They're, Dungey was known for his consistency. Jett obviously is consistent, and Jett has that freakish raw speed when he needs to have it. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to say it. I mean, Eli's fucking 33 years old, broken Achilles, broken leg, all these other different things. It's like, yeah, he says he's at 100%, but he's at 100% of a 33-year-old or 100% of his career. I don't think that I don't know that Eli is as fast as he's ever been in his life right now. Maybe he is. I don't know.
He
But
said he's felt great.
yeah,
Best he's ever
yeah.
felt going
But
into
it's
it.
I
like,
don't
But
think you can beat 2015 Tomac. That speed was absolutely ridiculous.
yeah. But
yeah,
I
but
think obviously Jett's obviously one of the toughest competitors that he's ever had for sure. No matter how old he is.
so I'm looking at you guys keep saying Ryan Dungey, but I'm looking at these results. His title 2016 was over Ken Roxon.
Ken Roxon was a dog
2006.
outdoors. You're thinking of Ken
Okay,
Roxon 2025.
so 2014. So Roxon beat him in 2014.
Yeah, RCH Suzuki. Or no, that was Red
2013,
Bull, huh?
Villapoto beat him. And then if we go back 2012, Dungey, he won the title, but the guy that got second was Michael Lessie.
Like, let's
So
do the dog.
looking at these, and I think he's outdoors in a nutshell. But if you look at a lot of these past champions, if you go back and look at the field that they race against, outdoors a lot of the time it's pretty depleted.
You look at Jett's championship and he beat AP. What are we talking about?
Well, I mean, you had Sexton out there still, but yeah, I agree. But just saying, like but you look at Jett, he went undefeated against that group.
Yeah.
So he did what he was supposed to do. But yeah, I don't. I just think it brings a question. Honestly, I think it is. I mean, I think Jett is better than Dungey is or was. To be honest, I think Jett's going to continue to get better. Dungey never went perfect. Jett has won 37 out of 38 overalls now, or something like that, or was that motos?
18
But
for 19 overalls.
18 for 19 overall. So like the dude's been unreal unless he actually hits the ground. To me, I agree. I think we've seen it. We saw it at Hangtown. We saw it at Colorado. When have you ever seen Tomac push through the field and tuck the front because he's trying to push to that limit to catch these guys, and that's still just kind of taken off from him. And the only time that Tomac has beaten Jett is when Tomac started ahead of him. He hasn't passed him and beat him there too. So to me, I would say Jett is Tomac's greatest competitor of his career. But Justin, what do you think?
I think Jett's probably definitely top two. I think you got to say Dungey just because the Dungeys, how many titles Dungey won against Tomac. A couple Supercross titles, I believe. I think 2 or 3 outdoor titles. He definitely pushed Tomac to that edge. Tomac got hurt a couple of those outdoor titles. But just the consistency in how many titles Dungey won, you have to put over Jett for right now until Jett does accomplish that. Maybe pure speed. Jett definitely is pushing Tomac to that. It's hard to think. Sexton pushed Tomac pretty hard a few years ago in that outdoors where they were going back and forth. So, but I think Dungey definitely was Tomac's toughest competition. Until Jett can, completely do a full year where both these guys are completing a full year, it's kind of hard to judge that.
But would you say that Dungey had more speed than Tomac that made him the toughest competition, or no? Tomac would crash. I looked at the results.
Well,
Tomac would wreck, and
well,
kind of Dungey was just the guy that was just always there, consistent. But I just don't. I don't see Dungey was always there to. He could beat Tomac speed for speed on Saturday.
Dungey could, but also look now, Tomac's still out here putting down fastest laps of motos against Jett. So you can't
In
sit
eighth
here and say
place,
he's still putting faster lap times down. So you can't say the raw speed that he's
he's in
beating.
seventh place.
Yeah, but
Who
if you
Yeah,
have,
but
cares?
still the raw.
also though, if you have a 10-second lead or a 5-second lead, you're not pushing it
Yeah,
harder.
Jett's not pushing. Yeah.
I just say raw speed. I mean, Tomac still can hang with Jett. So, but as toughest competition, I'm still going to go Dungey.
Okay. And see, I think you said Dungey as well. So yeah, I'm surprised. I don't know. We'll see, but I don't know. Dungey
Go
never got a
watch some.
perfect season. Dungey
Go
didn't
watch some
win
Dungey Villapoto
Supercrosses.
highlights. Go
Yeah,
watch some Dungey Villapoto highlights. It's pretty fucking
but
rad.
we
The
all
dude wasn't
know
slow.
Villapoto owned Dungey. The only time Dungey won anything was when Villapoto didn't finish the season.
Right,
Villapoto won everything that he lined up for.
but I mean, talking raw speed, go watch some Dungey Villapoto battles, and they had some gnarly ass battles. And Villapoto was one of the fastest that's ever fucking rode an outdoor track.
Yeah. Go ahead. So we'll see. We'll see how the rest of this year shakes up. I would probably think that Jett's probably going to lose an overall here or there, but who knows? I also wouldn't be surprised if he kind of goes on and wins everything again. But what else stood out to you guys? I mean, we can go into it. Moto 2 was a mutter. They red flagged the race. It ended up only being 15 minutes. But Zach, we'll start with you. What else 450 stood out to you?
I think one of my biggest thing is when they red flagged it. What, 15 minutes?
I think so. Yeah.
So did
8 minutes, I think.
were they not paying attention to like the weather reports? Because I mean, how many fucking people lost goggles?
It
Hey,
sounded
so
like
I got.
it's shifted on them right on the gate.
Yeah, from what the report was, Hunter was talking about it. It was going the opposite way, and then pretty much right as the sight lap came, the weather like changed, the wind shifted and started pushing it to them. So they weren't really prepared for it because it was all going away from them, and then last minute it shifted on them and came to them, and it just unleashed hell. And Hunter even said he's like, "Yeah, we were not ready at all for it."
Yeah, it was wild to see like how many people were riding around with no goggles pulling a Chase Sexton from round one.
Well, and there was even the announcers were saying, because there was somebody that had foam on their helmet, and they were even like kind of making almost like a joke about it, like, oh, this dude's got the foam and shit. And even watching it, I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. This dude's fucking, what is he doing with the foam on his helmet? And the next thing you know, it's a goddamn tsunami coming down.
Mm-hmm.
And also,
yeah, no, it looked really bad on the broadcast. And
all the A-Star guys, they don't have roll-offs. They only have tear-off systems for those goggles.
I don't know if that's true because when they talked to Hunter about it, they said that they all went with tear-offs because of the weather, but they wish they would have gone with roll. So I would think that they probably have something that they can throw together for those guys to have
You
roles that
can't
they
be a
want.
brand and not offer roll-offs for.
Maybe
Yeah,
at a
it seemed,
professional level or
Yeah.
whatever.
but that's what it seemed like. It seemed like the guys went with tear-offs, and because of the rain, it got worse. Tomac ran roll-offs, but I think that's why we saw so many guys dishing goggles because they went out there with tear-offs, and it just wasn't the right call. But yeah, I mean, Hunter went
I
on there.
Yeah,
He
wish
said,
maybe
honestly, it's the
Hunter was
perfect red flag that
maybe
you
he
could have
meant
asked
just
for.
that. Yeah, maybe he just meant at that time they didn't have no roll-offs prepped or even ready to go at the race. So that could have been what he meant.
Yeah, I feel like you got to have that.
I
What was that,
I
CJ?
I honestly like so my heartburn with it is mostly with AP is AP pulls off the track and goes and gets goggles while he's putting in a pretty fucking good ride. If they knew they were pulling the red flag, they didn't just magically say we're going to throw the red flag right now. Like why don't you give them the white flag or give them the 2-lap symbol
Mm-hmm.
or I don't know. I just had heartburn with the way that they did it. Like it was like Tomac went across the finish line and there's a red flag and everyone's just kind of
Mm-hmm.
like, what the hell is going on? Like Jett just gets by 2 guys to get the overall. And we're going to throw the red flag. That's what it looked like. Whether you want to talk about it or not, it looked very weird. And everybody in the moto, I mean, I know it was mostly a joke, and I'm mostly joking about it too. But it's still like, could it have been different if Cooper and AP knew that they only had 2 laps left? Do they put up a little bit better fight if they know we're not running for another 15 minutes? We're only going for 2 more laps.
I
It could have been, but maybe Jet turns it up knowing that they have 2 laps to go and just fucking sends it, you
Hey,
know?
can we
But yeah, I
salute
agree.
AP and his
There should be
mechanic
some
for
kind of
that goggle
warning.
change?
Yeah, that was a dope ass NASCAR
Mm-hmm.
goggle
That was,
change.
dude, that was quick and smooth. It looked like GNCC's team was out there, dude.
Yeah, no, that was but yeah, I mean it was interesting, but yeah, I agree. I mean, you think you gotta let these guys know rather than just kind of just throwing it on them and saying, sorry guys, the race is over. But I mean, Hunter said that it was a good call. It sounded like it was getting really, really nasty out there. And you never know when the weather gets like that. That's when bikes start overheating. They could blow up. So I don't know if calling it early if it would have really changed much. Honestly,
they called it for
conspiracy
lightning.
theories that say, oh, they gave us that Jet could win it overall. What Justin said, he's won 18 out of 19. The guy needs zero help winning an overall at this point. But Zach, go ahead.
They
He
called
does a
it for
little
lightning,
there.
right? Or
8 mile away lightning.
but that
Lightning,
was
yeah,
their
there
reasoning,
was,
though.
yeah,
Correct? Was
yep,
lightning not just because it was raining?
No, yeah, they said it
yeah,
was 8 mile. They had lightning within 8 miles, and that's like the protocol or some shit. They said.
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. I don't think I've ever seen that before, so I'm making sure that they were calling it lightning and not just because it was fucking raining.
No, yeah, it was the Lightning. Going into the rest of the results, so Hunter goes 2-2 for second overall. Eli Tomac, there's kind of been the tale of the story that I've been seeing. Yes, he wins Moto 2, gets a fifth in Moto 1, and that was kind of the end of it. AP 3-4, Jay Coop, Savachi 6th, Anderson 7th, Hampshire, Cody Shock with a top 10, Cooper Webb 10th, and then I don't even want to dive into it that much, but Jorge Prado, another lackluster performance, a 17th, 12th, 23 for the MXGP champ.
Did you
But
did you
CJ, we'll
hear
go
that
to
he
you.
crashed?
Oh, Justin.
Sorry, did you hear that he crashed in
I
qualifying or something like that? Is that what I heard about?
no.
Ooh.
Or it was?
Honestly, I think they're just Prado. I think they're just trying to throw out any kind of excuse there could because apparently he crashed in Thunder Valley and he just pulled off because he was banged up. So I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of over the excuses when it comes to this Prado experiment.
Yeah, I mean that's my thing with Prado is I know he signed to a 3-year deal, but just kind of like Vial, he's a champion. There's some memes going around the internet where he looks like Superman in Europe, and then over here he looks like a little like Weasel, and that's kind of what we're kind of seeing. It's how long is he going to stay over here if he's the man over there? He can probably do whatever he wants on any team that he wants, make whatever money he wants. Like I know he wanted to come over here and prove that MXGP can compete with America. I think we're seeing what happens when you come over here. We've seen it with some other guys that try it too. I mean, I'm honestly surprised if he sticks out a 3-year deal. I think it's very, very easy for him to go back home where he's comfortable, can ride whatever the hell he wants, and
You
rides
think
off into the
Only
fucking
focus on
sunset
outdoors.
you
winning.
think he packs his bags early and
I think he
walks away
packs
from
his
that
bags.
contract?
I think he packs his bags way before 3 years.
Hey,
No shit.
What percentage do you guys put on the bike and that you put on him?
You can't put a
It's all on
percentage on the
him.
bike. I mean, like you got Anderson out there doing just as good as he is, and Prado should be the man. compared to
7-7,
Anderson out
yeah.
there.
I think
Yep.
it's 99% him and 1% the bike.
Damn. Okay, Dustin, you agree? You think it's all Prado, not the bike?
I think
You can't tell me that
80%
Cali doesn't know what
Prado,
they're doing.
10% bike, and then 10% learning the new format and transitioning everything back. But yeah, I could definitely see him packing it up and going early. I don't know how Cali's going to get out of this deal. Maybe they got to call ICE and get him deported and save him some money. But I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. 3 years of this is pretty rough.
I think they come to a mutual agreement where Kawasaki's like, hell yeah, we'll let you out of this contract, and he says, hell yeah, I get to go home and race some people that no one's ever heard of.
Sexton's gonna scare him out of the building, dude. He's gonna see
And
Sexton speed every week and be like, "Fuck, I'm out, dude. I can't
yeah,
go
I mean,
that
right
fast."
now that's true though. I mean, that's true. Right
Yeah.
now he's riding with he's competing against Anderson, and it's like, okay, I'm close to the AB. We're very close, whatever. But then you
hmm
got a guy that's just gonna beat your ass every single weekend,
And
and
this makes Sexton going to Kawasaki even more interesting because the story on Kawasaki is that it's slow, that's less powerful. We know Sexton has fucking speed. I want to see what he's going to do in this damn Kawasaki. But yeah, I agree. At this point, you have to put it all in Prado. You can't put it on the bike because you got guys like Valentin Guillaume and Benoit Paturel on a Suzuki.
yeah,
Their first time racing these same tracks, and they're beating them. And I think Paturel or whatever the other guy is, I guess they got interviewed, asked like, "Hey, how many times can you count on your fingers that you're battling Prado or that you passed Prado over in the Europe?" Like, never happened.
yeah, that's the thing. Like,
Never happened.
I think confidence is so fucking big. Like, dude, I
hmm
don't think people understand how much confidence plays a role at that level. Like, there's so much mentality that goes into all these top level sports, and I think that's why I say it time and time again. And like I am partially joking about Jett, but I think that Jett let these guys' confidence level get so much higher than it was by letting them beat him one time. They weren't even close to Jett until they finally beat him. Now there's guys that are close to him regularly.
Who's they? Who's they beat him though?
AP beat him. Eli beat him. His
Eli
brothers
Okay,
beat him.
Tomac.
AP lost to Tomac. Okay, Tomac is the one that is beating Jett, and Tomac beats all these guys. If there's any that should be beating Jett on it is. It is, but look at what Jett did this weekend. Jett literally stalled in a corner. AP blew past him. Hunter blew past him. What Jett do? He's like, oh shit, let me go back and pass him right back again.
I wouldn't say
Jett
it was
is. I'm
right back,
telling you,
but he did.
Jett is not. I think Jett passed Hunter within the first couple corners that he
Yeah.
got back into it. It was quick, and then AP's been riding out of his mind. But to me, I think Jett could go out there and put 20 seconds on this field if he fucking wanted to.
No, he
I
could
don't
not. He
think
got beat.
I don't
But what
think
is
he
he doing when he
does.
gets beat? Then he just wants to get beat.
Okay, so that was Moto 2 at Hangtown when it was hot as shit. And he settled for 30. Still got the overall.
No,
Like,
that was I thought that was Moto. I think that was Moto,
Moto
1.
1.
And he came out Moto 2 and beat all those dudes though.
exactly, he got the
made
overall.
adjustments and came out and beat him.
At
He
the
made
end of the day, you can
adjustments,
say,
though.
"Oh, he's getting confidence because these guys are beating him one." We're talking about beating him one moto of a weekend, and then he still ends up going the overall and beats him anyways. I mean, that's great. Tomac won the second moto, but guess what? He got fifth in Moto 1.
I guarantee you, if you went and asked AP or any of these guys that even been Hunter, even if you went and asked them, where's your confidence versus Jett compared to the season he went undefeated or this season, I guarantee you, all of them would tell you their confidence is higher this year. I guarantee it. I
I'm
guarantee
sure,
it.
and I would say that's great. You should be because Jett just came off an ACL tear. He's not 100%,
Ah, whatever. Everyone's got
so you
injuries.
should feel more confident.
They all got injuries. Everyone's banged up.
When is Jett going
I'm
to
just
be
saying, I don't
100%?
think
2
Jett's
years?
100%, and it's an ACL. I'm surprised he's even back racing already. But I mean, honestly, he doesn't have to be 100% because he's winning every weekend anyways. And he got third this weekend. It was a butter, but no one has been able to, AP's been the only guy that's been able to pass him, but no one's been able to pass him and win the race against Jett. And until someone does, that's what I wanted to wait and see. And we talked about Tomac. He keeps throwing out these 5s, these 7s, these 9s. Sorry, Jett's going to be 1-3
I think
every single race, every single moto, and he's just going to rack it up, and he's going to win his title early as long as he stays healthy.
I think he knows too. He doesn't have to win every single moto or try to win every single moto because he's going to be one of the more consistent guys, and he's already got a lead big enough already, and he can just kind of keep doing it. As long as he's on the box, moto in and moto out, then he's going to be fine. So,
Well, who do you really think Jett is worried about having to pass AP and Hunter
no,
if
What
they
do you mean?
pass them? Do
No.
you think he's like, oh shit, AP and Hunter is faster shit? I got my work cut out for me. No,
If they pass him,
I don't think so. I don't. You think Jett's worried if Hunter or AP pass him that he's like, oh shit, now I'm in trouble?
I think he's worried if anybody passes him.
Yeah, I'd be worried if anyone passed me, no matter what.
Compared to Tomac. So you don't think that he's going to look at Tomac a little bit because Tomac hasn't been able to pass Jett yet. If I'm Jett, I'm making sure Tomac doesn't pass me. AP 100, I don't care. I train with Hunter all day. I beat these guys 99 out of 100 times. We saw it. We saw him pass AP right back in Thunder Valley. We saw him pass both of them back out here at High Point. I don't think Jett's worried about AP and Hunter getting a line on him and passing him because he's shown that he can beat him. But
Yeah,
if it
I
was
don't think
Tomac
he's
past
ever.
him, I think it's a different story. I think he's like, oh shit, I'm in trouble.
And I don't think
Tomac
anybody's.
passes him. Confidence is fucking through the roof for Tomac. And the last thing you want is Tomac to get the confidence knowing that he can pass Jett. And
So
he's going to start going to
my
beast
point.
mode.
Yeah, but
Exactly my point.
Back to CJ's point though is like you asked Tomac how his confidence level is. I guarantee you it's in the shit right now compared to what it was. You know,
No way.
The Supercross.
what do you mean no way?
And well-
He's been on his ass twice.
You can't say
Could
that.
not make
There's
it.
no way.
What?
As
I mean, you
close
could-
as he
you could-
was in, as
Eli
close as
never
he was
thought
at
he was going to
Paula,
come and wax Jett. Never. There's no chance he thought that.
How do you
not wax, but
you talk
win
about it like
overalls.
you talk about it like Eli's a fucking king shit of fucking turd mountain compared to Jett. So
You had him
I
as your
think-
title favorite.
I think with Tomac is definitely confidence driven. You can see that in his motos when he doesn't get past some of these guys. I mean, when he
But-
has that confidence, he's going so fast, but then when he can't get around some of these guys, it's like he loses that confidence and he just drops back. But when he
That's his
started
problem,
making
is
those
that
passes,
he's been getting stuck. Like he got stuck behind Jay Coop forever.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he needs
and-
to be. He's riding like that's like watching the race with my son. I feel like he's just has no aggression. Like he doesn't. You see Deegan when he gets on those guys, he makes it happen.
Mhm.
Whether
Yeah.
there's
Mhm.
an opening or not. And I feel like he's almost like
Playing
waiting
too
for
nice.
the perfect time.
He-
He needs a perfect time to make a pass. When it's
He talked
clear
about it.
he's clearly the faster guy, and then he rides around behind them because it's tough to pass. Like fucking stick it in there. Like these guys are gonna just put this to you every time.
So he said it in the press conference. I don't know if it was at High Point. It might have been from this weekend, but he said that I keep getting caught riding these guys' pace that are in front of me, which coming from Eli Tomac is just fucking crazy. Like, what do you mean you're getting caught in their pace, dude? You're a multi-champion. Like, you set the pace. You don't get stuck behind these guys' pace. Like,
Yeah,
but
he's
exactly
also-
to your point, like,
My thing is,
it's weird.
that's where I go back to he may be at 100% of the Tomac he is today. I don't think he's 100% Tomac that Tomac has been. I just
No.
don't think he is. I don't think
so, 'cause
we
you
see
don't
the
see-
best Tomac we've ever seen.
No, you don't, because even honestly in Moto 1, Tomac got the 5th. He wasn't buried off the start. I think he was still like 10th. But Tomac a few years back, he marches up and he gets to a podium at least. You know,
Oh,
he
yeah.
doesn't get stuck behind this 5th place. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. You look at these point standings already. Jett's at 190. Tomac is 162. So what is that? 28 points back. So he's already a moto behind. One of the most consistent riders we have. Yeah,
one
I mean,
DNF can change this whole
it can.
championship.
It can, right? We've seen bike failures. You know,
Look at
it can go
Porcel lose 2
either
titles
way.
because of it.
It can go either way, but to me, if you feel that you're confident Tomac's going to win this title, you're fucking blowing smoke. There's no way. But what else? Anything else 450, 450 class, 450 race
Let me see.
from this weekend at High Point.
I mean, I just Moto 2 is just a shithole. Like I mean,
Yeah.
I think AP's been riding really, really well. I think J Coop's been riding really, really well. I am continued to be impressed by Hampshire. I mean,
Yep.
Hampshire's proven to be. I mean, he's better than Prado. I mean,
Yeah.
he looks good every weekend. He's right there. You look at the board and you don't see the top 5 guys and doesn't have Hampshire. You're like looking, where'd he go? What happened? Did he
Mm-hmm.
crash? Like it's almost like I expect him to be running up there 5th or 6th every weekend now. I don't know. I mean, Moto 2 just rubbed me the wrong way. I just didn't like the way it was handled by AMA. I don't know. It was just a weird deal. I get it. There's precautions, but it was a fucking weird deal. I've never seen that ever before. I don't know if they've ever red flagged an
That
actual
early.
race like that and just stop it.
Yeah.
CJ, speaking of that on how they handled it, would you be better off if they do pull a red flag? It goes to the lap before they pulled the red flag out for results instead
That
of
or
what the finish is at the red flag?
well, that doesn't fit into the narrative though.
Or
What the fuck does that?
or
Mean, though?
did they
You
like let
race, you
them
race
race
till the red flag.
to the
You race
red
till the red
flag or no?
I just think
Yeah,
you have
but
to give
like you
them
go a lap before, you know.
I think when you have guys pulling into the pits to change their goggles, it's bullshit not to give them an advance that you don't need to go into the pits for goggles because you got one more fucking lap. We're gonna pull you off the track.
Yeah. Yeah, the communication could definitely be better because this one was obviously it was weather forced. Typically, a red flag is due to a rider being down. That's the only time we've ever seen it. So this one
That's my
being weather, yeah, they knew that hey, we're not gonna be able to finish this fucking race. Like we're gonna have
right.
to call it to where some kind of radio, or like you said, like a white flag, some kind of communication needs to get out to these guys that hey, the race is gonna be done early versus just hey, all right, red flag done. Sorry. Like they
Maybe
knew
it
it was
doesn't
getting to that point.
maybe it doesn't change anything, but like as a fan watching the race, like to just be I'm literally sitting there like here we go, we're racing, shit's happening, Jett's fucking rubbing his eyes, one guy has no goggles on, like and it's like red flag, race is over, go fucking barbecue. Like what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
So do you
Yeah,
think
it
this is
was
a
super
prime
weird.
example on them having some type of communication to the riders just for safety wise? Just as the promoters or AMA is the only ones allowed to talk to them, or something like on the bike or something to indicate to them, hey, we're gonna be, like I
But
kind
even
of agree
like
with CJ's do one lap, but like this is where the helmet comms could come in and be like, hey, we're gonna be red flagging, we got one lap to go. Just a
It
one
could, but
way to the
it's so different
riders.
than just throwing the white flag out, anyways.
Yeah.
it's just hard for me to believe that they made the decision to red flag it just right then and there. Like there's no I don't
Yeah,
know. I just don't buy that it's like oh all of a sudden right now we gotta throw the red flag and somebody would have died if they stayed on the track for an extra 2 minutes.
but we
And do
yeah,
you
it
feel
was
like 8
definitely a
miles is
weird
far?
situation.
we've also seen all like a couple like that Supercross instance where they, gosh dang it, what the hell was it?
Oh yeah, we had a weather delay because of the lightning. I think it
Yeah,
was like New Jersey or something, maybe,
No,
or
I'm not talking
Boston.
about. It was like a mid-race red
Oh,
flag, or and it was like a restart. But there was it was
Staggered.
they restarted it and put everyone together, and I forget
Instead of stagger starting.
Anstey had like a fucking
oh,
30-second lead,
yeah,
and we were all like, "Dude, just end the race at that point." You know what I mean?
yeah.
And he ends up getting beat. So we've seen like they need to get their shit squared away because this isn't the first instance that happened.
They definitely didn't know what the fuck to do with whether it was ever a problem.
Right?
Yeah.
Clearly, because the radar was there, they saw it was coming, they could have shortened it right away, or like you said, they're easily communication because they knew it wasn't just like, oh shit, that's a tornado right there. We got to stop
Yeah.
this
It just
fucking
popped
race, you
up.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, no, you guys
twisters.
saw it was coming. Like, yeah, there should have been something, or like you said, he very easily could have just thrown out a white flag or 2 lap board, something, just letting these guys know that hey, this is going to be done soon. So yeah, super weird, but hey, that's our sport. Well, looking at the point standing right now, so we talked about Jett, Tomac, AP, 156. So he's only 6 behind Tomac, so that's going to be interesting. Followed by Hunter, J Coop, RJ Hampshire, 6 overall, 6 in the points. Cooper Webb, Anderson, Savachi, and Prado sitting at 10th overall. But I mean, I'll pass it to you guys. Do you think anyone's taking this title away from Jett, or should we talk about the battle between Eli, AP, and Hunter? Because they're all within that striking distance. Zach, we'll start with you.
I'm sorry, repeat that.
So do you think Jett is running away with this title? It's his, and should we just start talking about second place with Tomac, Plesser, and Hunter, or do you think Tomac is still in this?
No, I don't think that no one else is gonna beat Jett. I think we got the same situation in the 450s as we do in the 250s.
250s, yeah.
You know, you might see a beat him in a moto, but there's no coming back to the championship.
Hey, that exposes him, Zach.
Yeah, I know. He got exposed. He got fucking third place in a moto. He got exposed.
Now you guys are learning.
No, it's I don't know, man. It's
Checks are still cashing for that overall. So
yeah, it's second place. You're getting your podium money, not your win money. So.
All right, CJ, what about you? You're high on the Tomac train. Do you think he still has a dog in this fight, or you think, hey, we need to start focusing on AP and Hunter Lawrence right now?
No, I think that's comical, but I think I still think he has a dog in the fight. I mean, yeah, Jett's obviously the clear favorite, and he's showing that he can go out there and win, pretty regularly. It sucks to see how close Tomac keeps getting. Like, this could be very different with a few different things that happened. Starts, crashes where he's catching Jett, just little tiny shit where this could be so much different. I want to see him put those two motos together. But I mean, I don't think AP or Hunter either have anything. I'm not worried about AP or Hunter. I think they're the closest that they're ever going to get to him.
Interesting. Okay. Justin, what about you? Your service looks like it might be kind of spotty, but where are you at? You still calling Tomac for the title? You already put money on it or what?
I think Tomac, you still got to, I mean, only one moto ahead for Jett, 28 points. I mean, that's one moto is not a very big lead outdoor, especially when you got to do 2 motos per day. There's, a high chance of a DNF, due to a bike mechanical. We see it all the time in outdoors compared to like a supercross series.
Maybe if he was on a Yamaha.
Yeah, right, dude. You wish you were on a Yamaha. You might buy one now with that hydraulic clutch coming out.
Ask Cooper Webb how Paulo went. And
yeah,
Deegan,
well,
Deegan at Thunder Valley.
Ask him how that Supercross title looks that he just won.
We're focused on outdoors here, Justin.
Yeah, well, you brought up Webb, so. But no, I think you can't count Tomac out no matter what. I mean, one weekend this can completely flip flop. I mean, Tomac could go 1-1 and Jett could go second in a DNF, and we're at a tie point. So you never know what could happen. But we're getting to some gnarly tracks. The Southwest, I think, is going to be a really good battle between Jett and Tomac, and I hope they live up to it, and it's just an all-out brawl in the sand. So I'm sticking Tomac.
I like it. All right. Anything else 450 at High Point before we go into our Southwick 450 picks?
Mookie taking a left hook.
Oh, yeah, Mookie. Yeah, same thing that basically Juju did, dude. Those handlebars were on full display this weekend, dude.
Yeah.
Uppercut left and right. Go ahead, Zach.
Another top 10 for Cody Shock, which is good. I went 10-9, and then also Savachi with another solid ride of like 8-6.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. I mean, once again, if you're factory Kawasaki and you got Prado getting fucking 17, maybe look at these guys get Savachi back over there or Cody Shock.
Well, and Savachi did pretty good on the factory Cali too when he was there.
Yeah. Yeah, and we had that opportunity.
Yeah, and then that Valentine something or whatever, the MXGP guy. I heard he's on a completely stock bike, stock motor, everything.
I don't know about that. I'm sure obviously he's got suspension, but who knows? I mean, I've heard that stock pipe. We've seen that quite a bit. It makes it a little bit easier to ride outdoors.
Makes the most power.
Yeah. All right, let's go into the Wick picks, and we'll wrap it up. We're going to be off next week, so a good break. But Zach, going into Southwick, 450 picks. Who you got?
Oh, Jett Lawrence. Jett.
All right.
I think he's going to go 1-1.
Okay. You wanted to go for a podium? Who do you got, second and third?
Second, third, I'll probably put I'll give Tomac second, AP third.
All right, CJ, the Wick. Who you
Oh, it's gonna be Eli's weekend to put it together again this time.
got?
I'm
That
gonna go
was
with
real convincing.
Eli, Jett. I don't know, probably Hunter.
All right. Justin, what about you? Who you got?
You sound so
Southwick.
confused with that.
Same exact podium as CJ. I was gonna say Tomac, Jett, Hunter.
That's cute. Do you guys tie each other's shoes too?
I was
Yeah.
gonna say J Coop, but I don't think J Coop's gonna be able to put two motos together
On the sand.
at the wig and the sand. Yeah, J
All
Coop's been
right.
showing a lot of speed, so you just got to put it together.
Keep his
All
goggles
right.
on.
Well, I'm gonna go Jett, Tomac, Jorge Prado for third overall. That's it
Oh,
for this week on the
God.
cross.
That's
Oh my
crazy.
God.
I'm gonna throw it out there. I don't know. Sand, maybe he feels like he's back at home. I don't know. We'll throw it out. We'll see what happens. But we've seen weird shit happen at Southwick, so
Yeah,
maybe it does happen.
could be interesting. We might have what is it, Petrel, the Suzuki guy. He'll probably be
Yep.
running top 10. He might put in a really good, maybe a top 5, depending on how well he is in the sand. I don't know how good of a sand rider he is.
Top 20 for sure.
Well, hey, you heard it here first. Prado, third overall. You guys
Better
think
put
I'm
some-
going to be Nostradamus?
Yeah, I'll put
Better
a
put
20
some
on it
money
right
on
now.
it.
Huh?
I'll put a 20 on it right now.
No.
Yeah.
Not even confident in his own picks.
No. All right, boys. Well, solid week. Obviously, we got the week off this weekend. Come back to Southwick. Give us a listen on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, TikTok. You know the deal. But thanks for listening. But we will see you in a couple weeks, and we'll talk about Southwick. See you later.